All right, folks, it's another midweek. Welcome. Let's go straight to business. I am Citizen Jones, and on the program this evening, Presidency and National Assembly disagree. Just as Senate asks service chiefs to step aside, Governor Akeredolu moves to reconcile with aggrieved APC leaders. PDP, on the other hand, has its governorship primary election. It's underway as we speak in Ondo State. Now, yet another governor, this time Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State, tests positive for coronavirus, and numbers of confirmed cases in Nigeria rises to 37,000 and more. And later on, we'll share this with you. The midweek special will be focusing on the deplorable state of roads, especially the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway, a very vital link. I'm hanging out with Babajide Holade Otitoju, BKO. Jide, I greet you. Good evening.
I welcome you.
Yeah. Dotun Oladipo will join us via Skype. Dotun, good evening. How do you do?
Very well, Citizen Jones.
Okay. All right, so you can see the team is ready. I hope you are. Now, to say that Nigerians are totally exasperated with, or if you like, incensed by mounting insecurity in the country is understating the obvious. The Nigerian Senate has voiced its dissatisfaction and mixed feelings with security chiefs and have therefore asked for them to resign or step aside. The lawmakers, in a resolution moved by the Senate Committee Chairman on the Army, Ali Ndume, said this was a matter of urgent national importance. Underline that. In a swift response, the presidency stated that changing the service chiefs at this time was at the pleasure of Mr. President, the Commander-in-Chief. But that's what it is, Jide.
Yes, we know the president has the power to change the service chiefs. He's the appointer of the service chiefs. But the truth is that most Nigerians are not happy with the state of insecurity in the country, and what they want to see is a change that would usher in something better, maybe new ideas that will clearly make our country better defended, our citizens better protected. I've asked myself repeatedly, don't the service chiefs have KPIs? Or does the president merely just listen to them to come and tell him stories about what's going on, about places that is far away from, and that's it? No, that shouldn't be the case. Your KPI should be important.
Please break it down. KPI is key
performance
indicators. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So the KPI will show whether you merit being retained or whether you just deserve to be shown the door.
Yeah.
So this is the point that one is making. If you look at the way things have been going in our country in the last 1.5 years, you will see clearly that insecurity is the biggest problem that we are facing.
As we say, especially as we always say, in peacetime.
In peacetime, there is no justification for the killing of Nigerians by Boko Haram, the way it's happening now.
Wantonly.
The kidnapping of Nigerians, the way it's happening now, not just by Boko Haram, who have turned the Maiduguri-Monguno highway into a place where they can just kidnap people at will. Or the bandits in Zamfara, in Katsina, in Sokoto, in Kebbi, in Niger State, and Kaduna, who are killing people, who are kidnapping people.
My blood ran cold when at a wedding party.
Yes, that's what happened at Kukumdaji. Kukumdaji in Kaura local government of Kaduna State.
Begs the question, so what do they want? What's the statement they are making?
Well, the statement that they are making is they can't be stopped. So it's up to our security agencies to show that they can indeed be stopped, to bring such people to justice. But if we find it difficult to bring them to justice, then this will not stop. These guys have moved a step further, even to the point, bandits. The last time I heard that bandits killed Nigerian soldiers was the one that happened in Kaduna State, in what's this notorious Brenengwari.
Okay.
That Brenengwari, that they killed Nigerian soldiers. But it happened again in Katsina. They slaughtered Nigerian soldiers. Bandits. Bandits. So the earlier we serve justice to these people, show them that they are not wanted, the better for us. Go to Niger State in the Shiroro area.
Yeah.
Bandits move around in broad daylight. Bandits sleep with people's wives in their presence in our country.
Oh boy.
So if anyone is saying, no, these service chiefs have done their best, let's try other people. They can't be the enemies of the president. It can't be that they don't know what they are saying.
Okay.
Because this is not the first time. You know what? The National Assembly first told the president to sack them. When he didn't listen, what they did yesterday was to tell them to resign, believing that there are different ways to skin a cat.
Yeah.
That if the president chooses not to sack, then we can try to compel them to resign. But of course now, those guys, the president said, no, it's my decision
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
to either retain them or to
not.
show them the door. So in that case, those guys will keep their jobs. They will not bother to resign. But how long this will continue, no one knows. Someone told me that the president didn't want to sack service chiefs just before the elections, that it was the wrong time. But we are done with the elections. So what are we waiting for? We are not saying they've not done well. Those service chiefs, we have to tell ourselves the truth. They've done well. Their indelible mark is there for all to see. But they can't be there indefinitely.
Nobody said
At some point, somebody has to replace them.
Dotun, you know, the French have a saying. My French is very poor, but let me translate it loosely. It says, the more things change, Dotun, the more things change, the more they remain the same. We are talking about service chiefs. You move them, a new set comes in. Won't it be same difference? That's what the cynics are saying.
Yes, arguing from that perspective, I will add to what my brother said. It may look like we urgently need new ideas, but will these new ideas, the fresh hands, will they have the tools to work? We've had a problem in this country where we've established very clearly that in the times when we enjoyed peace, we failed to equip and develop our military and the police, especially the police. And that is what we are seeing now. It's so unfortunate that when the soldiers get the upper hand over the terrorists, the bandits, the Boko Haram terrorists, the kind of equipment that they steal from them, it's amazing. You see some of our soldiers who are just seeing some of these things for the first time. I recall that Babajide also mentioned this on the program a while ago. I mean, not today, some months back, that Boko Haram would afford to use some magazines to kill human beings, things that are meant to bring down aircraft. That should tell you that they have these things in abundance. With what are we confronting these people? I completely agree that, yes, we need fresh hands. But the new hands that we are going to bring in, with what are we going to prosecute the war? Are we just going to use intelligence? In the days when we had a military that was fully functional, those were the days when we went to Liberia and Sierra Leone. Those were the days when our fighter jets were about the most modern in Africa. What do we have now? The C-130 that we keep preparing all of the time to move our equipment around. They've scrapped them in other clients.
Yeah, okay.
Long ago.
Yeah.
The kind of jets we are using now, are they using them elsewhere? It shows that what we are doing now is to use our officers and men to bring water out of stone.
Yeah, okay.
Can we do better than that?
And
That's
in extreme cases, as cannon fodder. Jide, you know, suddenly we have become a country of conspiracy theories and theorists. If this is not happening, this is this. He talked about equipment and so on. But yesterday, the army chief said emphatically 99% of Boko Haramers and bandits are Nigerians. I thought the statement was instructive, but it begs the question, so why can't we deal with them?
Well, I don't know whether that is completely true.
Or untrue?
Yes, I went to Katsina to see victims of armed banditry, and they told me, I still have the video, maybe one of these days we'll play it again, and they told me that the people who came to attack them, I'm talking about a village called Dansabao, you know,
In Katsina?
in Katsina State,
Yeah.
you know,
Close to the border.
they had that, yes, the border with Zamfara. That's where those people came to after they were chased away from their home. It's just a stream that separates the two states, the two communities. This one in Zamfara, this one in Katsina. And I went to talk to them. And they said, see, the Fulanis who came to kill us are aliens. And they described them. They described them that they are the ones that their hair grows so long,
Okay.
almost reaching their,
Waists.
yes, around their buttocks.
Oh.
So long. They told me emphatically that they were not Nigerians. There are people who come into our country, some of them Fulani, from as far as Mauritania,
But
from Chad, from Cameroon.
You expect the army chief, a 3-star general, to be speaking from a position of inside information.
Well, that is his opinion. I am saying that based on what I saw. And I will also tell you that the DPO, who was kidnapped in Adamawa State recently, the people who kidnapped him were Cameroonians. They were not Nigerians.
Wow.
A lot of the criminals who come to our country to kill our people are not Nigerians. I know that. He said 99%. I know.
So
I'm not saying...
Couldn't these other ones...
Some of the Boko Haram fighters
Yeah.
are even Chadians. They are Chadian rebels. A lot of them are contract fighters. They used to fight during the civil war. They were on the rebel side during the civil war
Yeah.
in Chad. If you have the money, you give these people money, they will come and fight on your side. I will give you the example of what happened during the attack on Giwa Barracks. When we successfully quelled the attack, some of the people who were arrested, some of the Boko Haram fighters who were arrested could not speak a word of Nigerian language. We still have the video. I'm not simply here to say that someone is lying, but it should not be a generic statement to simply assume that, oh, everyone who comes to kill people in here is a Nigerian. No, aliens are coming, mercenaries are coming into our country to kill our people. That is a fact, and I can prove it.
When he says, if Nigerians want Boko Haram insurgency to be nipped in the bud in the next 1 hour, it is possible that they must...
In the next 1 hour?
No, where I'm...
Did you say that?
In a manner of speaking.
Okay.
If he wants it to stop now, that's what I mean. They need to volunteer information. Nigerians don't volunteer information?
No, it's not also totally true that people don't volunteer information. People volunteer information. We've seen Boko Haram slaughter people after accusing them of spying for Nigerian soldiers. There was a video of a Kanuri woman who was slaughtered, accused of spying for Nigerian soldiers. So it's not entirely true. Sometimes they volunteer information and the information may not be correct. That's true. Maybe the enemy moved from that location. But it's not completely true that people don't volunteer information. People also have to be careful. Sometimes we volunteer information maybe to the police and the enemy will come back and get you. So people are just being careful. But even we as Nigerians, we know where Boko Haram, we know the settlements that they occupy in our country.
Yeah.
We know where they plan their missions. We know. So we should go out when we are talking about the bandits in Katsina,
Okay.
I went to interview bandits in Katsina. I know, for example, there is a school building, a Nigerian school building that the bandits are occupying in Shimfida in GBR local government of Katsina. We should go and destroy them there. We know where they are.
All right,
Let's
all
drop bombs on their heads.
Dr. In taking this home now, Dr. Recall that the Chadian president broke the wings, so to speak, of the Boko Haramites, and we thought Nigeria's business was just go in there and finish the job. But here we are. Yeah. You're on.
No, it's a matter of understanding that this is not a conventional war. Like Babajide said, we are at a point where most of us know and are convinced that most of those who are involved in this attack, they are foreigners. They are people who look like us, but who are not part of us.
They're not part of us.
They are not part of us. We know when they speak. It's just like you being in Lagos and you get the so-called conventional megas. When you speak with them, you'll assume, because most of them speak Hausa, that they are from the north. But those who are truthful among them will tell you that they are from outside Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay.
Because Hausa is just there for everybody to speak. So we shouldn't
you speak it.
think that. I mean, everyone with. I also don't agree with that. I also don't agree.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. Ours is to we rig these things up, because as I said, Dr. earlier on, conspiracy theorists in Nigeria are 10 for 1 kobo. The theories keep coming back and forth, but it doesn't help the situation. But to Mr. President, I quote Mark Twain. He said, "When you find yourself on the side of the majority, then it's time to stop and reflect." Wish you well. Okay, now to our next story. With about 3 months or so to go to Ondo State governorship election on October 10, the All Progressives Congress APC appears to be ready for Governor Rotimi Akeredolu's re-election bid. After winning the primary election on Tuesday, the governor threw an olive branch to offended party members to leave the past behind them and move ahead. In his words, quote, "We need one another more in the future than now," end quote. He added, meanwhile, the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the state holds its crucial primary election as we speak, with Governor Akeredolu's former deputy, Agbola Ajayi, as one of the gladiators. The number of governorship hopefuls was pruned down from 19 to 8. Battle Royale, Jide.
Yes, and the battle is on. As we speak, it's very competitive. As I said yesterday, it's a lot it's a lot easier to predict who will win the primary election in the APC than in the PDP, because Agbola and Itayo Jegede are both strong, they are both popular, they both have big people behind them, and that is what makes an election interesting and unpredictable. So the way it's going is like a seesaw. Even now, the votes are not being tallied, but you could actually do what the Americans do on election day, whereby even without counting, they could determine who carried the state.
Okay.
You understand? Something like the exit polls, or what do they call it? So
and they talk about swing states there.
Yes. So you can see that the way it's going, you could tell which local government, who carried which local government, even before the votes are tallied. And from what I'm hearing from Ondo, it's a case of Agbola takes this state, this takes this local government, this person takes the other one, because both of them are formidable, both of them have considerable means, they have money.
But is it in politics, if you have two great titans,
Yes.
Is it in politics to say, oh boy, I step down for you?
No, sometimes it makes sense to to try our strengths. Let's see who is stronger. Because this cannot be resolved by a mere argument. You know?
Okay.
They will say, Yoruba will say, Fidigbo Shileku.
Meaning?
And
Kokoro means
key.
okay.
That you are big does not mean you can force a door open.
Okay.
The person with the key, the one who opens and goes inside. So some arguments can't be resolved unless
By mere rhetorics.
you have what we used to call test for strength. We are, or arm wrestling. Arm wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Both
okay.
of us,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
I remember.
this is like a arm wrestling between both men.
Okay.
They can't determine who is stronger through just verbal assaults. Let the election take place. So the election will determine now who is a more popular with the APC faithful, PDP faithful, between Jegede and Agbola, because I know that both of them will come first and second. So this is the thing, and it's looking really, really interesting.
Yeah, Dr. You are not directly involved, but from the sidelines, as we're doing here, Ondo politics is peculiar. You remember 1983? So whoever comes out today will sure give Arakuni Akeredolu a big fight. Right? Wrong?
Yes, very right. And the first point I would like to make, because that's the critical lesson I think should be important to Nigerians, is that it is not only the constituents or the masses, so to say, who are abandoned by those in government. It is quite obvious from what has happened in Ondo State that even those who are politicians themselves, they still agree with the incumbent that they've been abandoned. And that is why we can see that even within the party, out of 12 who went into the election, only 3 stepped down. It shows that there is this discontent within the space. And that's why a deputy governor will move out of the party at the last minute. So we also need to understand that, look, once we are doing this 4 years, it is good for us as the so-called masses to sit down and take a firm decision on where we want to head. Because whoever you hand over the baton to now may not remember you in the next 4 years. Outside of what we are going to gain from queuing up to vote, 500 naira inside bread, a bag of rice, and all the rest. We shouldn't expect anything because the bottom line for the discontent and disagreement in Ondo has been whether dividend of democracy has been delivered or not. That's the bottom line. That's what they are all fighting over.
Yeah.
And then the masses are also crying. So we who are the ones being governed, we are the ones who should now pay attention to the people that the process will throw up. Okay. Fine, if the party are fair at this level. But I am telling you that at this critical stage of the primary, the party members will only vote based on how much comes in from all the candidates. We know the way it is done. Collect from here, and then decide who is the...
Yeah, Dotun, and this tells you and I that we're still miles and miles away from home.
We are really very, 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 very far away.
From safety.
So we need to begin to look at the critical factor in our policy.
Yeah.
Which is why every year, every month, they keep calling for the restructuring of the country. But for me, the word restructuring is only dancing around our ears. It's only dancing around that. We need to start from leader that we choose.
Jide, in taking this home, therefore, usually across the country, in so many states, you have the number ones running into rough waters with the number twos and so on, and blah, 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 blah. I cannot forget to quote this man here, the author Robert Greene, in his book, 48 Laws of Power. I think law number 3, conceal your intentions. Politicians here don't. And number 1, no measure body with Oga.
Yes, no measure something with Oga. You know what I'm talking about. The truth is, they cannot, for some of them, they can't mask their ambitions. They are interested in the seat that Oga is sitting on. So true loyalty is really not the case. You know, Obasanjo kept asking Atiku repeatedly. He said, "You promise me you'll be loyal? You promise me you'll be loyal?" Because his choice of Atiku as deputy was a very late one.
Oh yeah.
Atiku had won the election as governor in Adamawa State. So Obasanjo kept asking, would you be loyal? And Obasanjo can say, at least right up to the end of his administration, that his deputy was not totally loyal to him. In fact, in 2003, governors tried to convince Atiku to run against his boss. They told him, look, you are our choice. And the meeting was held at the Akwa Ibom guest house, the governor's lodge, Akwa Ibom governor's lodge in Abuja. The governors surrounded Atiku. They said, see, you are the person that we have chosen, the governors, led by James Ibori at that time. You are the person that we've chosen. Contest against the boss in the primaries. Obasanjo had to beg Atiku, say, please, whatever it is, forgive and forget. And Atiku decided to not
run against
the boss. But the boss already saw even the mere thought of running against him as an affront. And he made sure that the remaining 4 years, he tortured Atiku in the best way possible. Atiku suffered in his hands for 4 years, and he tried to stop him from contesting.
Tells you definitely that law number 1, never measure body with Oga.
Yes,
okay?
Don't measure it with Oga. Okay.
Yeah, don't. Okay, we'll go on a break and return because we have 2 more stories to come. Please stay. All right, then, let's go on. The number of high-profile coronavirus patients is swollen by 1. Ekiti State's helmsman, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, tested positive for the virus on Wednesday. The governor, who has gone on self-isolation, has delegated critical tasks to the deputy Otumba Bisi Egbeyemi, even as he sees to some routine assignments from home. Now, the most depressing angle to this development is the reported confirmed cases of COVID-19 in this country rising to 37,801. Jide, is anybody listening?
We have spectacularly refused to comply with the protocols put in place by the PTF, the Presidential Task Force. And I really feel for our country. Somebody called me to say he's been involved in traveling by air in the last few days, and that there's no physical distancing. What the minister told us was that the seating arrangement in the aircraft will be done in a manner that would allow for physical distancing. At least we were told that the aviation authorities told them. I'm not too sure now if it was the minister, but they announced that the aisle seats will be removed. So when you remove the aisle seats, at least there will be some space.
You have in some aircraft 2 to here, 3 to this side. So
if
you remove the aisle seats, 1 here, then perhaps 1, because you can't ask 2 passengers to sit.
And we are for most of the aircraft, 3 is 3-3.
Okay, 3-3.
So if you remove the air seats, you there have 2-2. The airlines were complaining that they will lose money as a result. Perhaps they piled so much pressure on the minister, and that didn't happen. So what we have now is people obey the protocols before they get into the plane. You have physical distancing before they get into the plane, but as soon as they get into the plane, they are literally cramped like sardines in the aircraft. So you are saying that
so as
bosses,
not to lose money.
yes, perhaps that's the pressure, the mounted pressure on them. So what were we waiting for all this while? You are telling bosses that they should take 60% of capacity. That's what was recommended. And I can see that even in Lagos it's been enforced. But we have a situation in which airplanes are still carrying passengers to full capacity.
Yeah.
The seats have not been rearranged in a manner to allow for physical distancing. So what really is the problem with us? If we cannot, someone made a comment. He said, "Oh, we are insisting that out there should be physical and social distancing, but in the airplane there is no physical distancing. We then move from inside the aircraft to go and infect our children at home." So it is that bad. And I've seen pictures. I saw a picture. I was really ashamed when I saw that picture. What are we talking about? By someone breathing into your nose, you can be infected. So it's not even...
even these face masks, which should have gone some way in helping.
Yes, it does not... Even the health authorities have said that it does not guarantee 100% protection.
But can
You
go
understand?
some way.
You can go even a long way, but not 100% protection. So in such a situation, you are sitting so close to someone. Maybe you touch something, you go ahead to touch. You could be infected.
Yeah.
So something needs to be done with the lack of physical distancing in the aircraft. Nearly all the airports have been open. And I can tell you that what have been put in place in Abuja, what have been put in place in Lagos, they refuse to put in place in other airports. Okay. Is it not Nigerians who are using those airports? Why are we like this?
Doctor, sometimes you shot yourself hoarse in trying to convince the unbeliever that this country is not a lawless environment, right? Okay, so what can be difficult? This is not a normal environment. It's a pandemic, global pandemic. What can be wrong with just allowing certain things go? Did you hear this story of Jide now? I want you to reconcile that with what we are saying.
I can feel his pain. Just this afternoon, the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria reported that at the Abuja airport, the head of the DSS slapped an official of the aviation security over not allowing him to breach the COVID-19 protocol. It is that bad. It is that bad. And at some point, I feel those who are at the top will be the ones to first set the example. They should show us how they want us to do these things. It is only then that you can begin to, the message can begin to sink in. I believe in democracy, but I also think that some level of autocracy will help us in this country because a lot of people are lawless. We just want to keep doing things the way we do them.
Oh, yeah.
The word new normal is very strange to a lot of people.
I don't know where that phrase came from, Dotun. The new normal. It's so jarring to the ear.
It's strange that we are at the point where rules are made. In fact, to build on what Babajide said, look at the issue of the sitting arrangements in the aircraft. I knew, or I suspected from the day that issue was brought up, that there was going to be physical distance inside the aircraft, that it wasn't going to work in Nigeria. In the first place, before the pandemic, the airlines were complaining of running at loss. Here is an economy that we are running that is staggering. How do you support the airline from that same economy that can't sustain itself. How do you support them? And then you now ask the big question: what is the percentage of Nigerians that are flying? So from the day one that thing was mentioned, I knew it wasn't going to be possible, because for government to take so much money and put it to the aviation sector at the detriment of other sectors, it's going to be a big deal. Schools can't resume now because most schools can't put in place the basic thing for resumption.
You can't.
And when you look at the number of children we are keeping at home, the number of people who are going to fly, it's no toilet in most schools.
No toilet, no running water.
No toilet, no water. So you can't even put those small things in place. How do you then go and invest so much in the aviation sector? Questions are going to be asked. So for me, it has come to the point where you have to decide: do I want to fly? Must I even go out of my house at all?
No.
All right.
No,
So it's a big thing.
Dotun, if you don't fly, so you won't be a big man, whatever that means.
It's a big man. It's a big man already. It's a big man already.
I
know how to fly.
I mean, sympathize with Governor Fayemi and wish him quick recovery. But a lot still has to be done in the state. When you look at the stuff coming in the last few days, you'll see that it appears Lagos is getting better.
Okay.
Because Lagos is no longer number one. It's shifting from state to state. And then it's alarming the way some states will go from recording 15 today and then recording 80 something, 100 and something the following day. So it's shifting now. And that is where we have to watch it. Because this thing has been predicted. Look, it's going to move away from Lagos because now the borders have been opened. People are traveling freely out of Lagos.
Thank you, Doctor.
So we are just
Jide, as we take it home, Governor Fashola handed over to his number, Governor Fayemi handed over to his number 2, except where otherwise stated. That's the law, and it's a good example for me.
Yes, it still feels strong enough to do some work, but the very critical ones he has had the number 2 man to do. So he does not have to inspect projects by himself now. His deputy can do that, but some of the routine work, he can do that. We've had 247,825 samples tested, and we've discharged 15,677. We recorded 805 deaths. Lagos has accounted, out of the 37,801 cases, Lagos has accounted for 13,626. So Lagos is really
close to 50%.
And FCT that is next to Lagos is 3,211. So Lagos is the epicenter of it. And there's so much work left to be done.
All right, Governor Fashola, come on. Governor Fayemi, we wish you a quick recovery, and so you can get back to work. Now, today's episode of Journalist Hangout Midweek Special is on the deplorable state of Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway. Motorists, travelers, and business owners along the road are lamenting over the agony and excruciating pains that have rendered it a death trap to users. TVC's News Karimot Salami files the report. Please watch on.
The pains and agony of commuters and motorists on the road are the same. A federal road that has become a pale shadow at every point. The Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway is a federal highway connecting Lagos and Ogun states. Traffic gridlock is one thing motorists on this road are familiar with due to the bad road.
People are suffering.
Complaints and bad road, gridlock and flooding are common songs for residents and traders who ply the road. A sizable number of commuters who spoke to TVC News lamented the number of hours wasted on this road on a daily basis. A journey of 10 minutes now takes hours as the situation continues to degenerate.
Going from here to Ikeja now, before it was 200 naira, but now 1,000 naira, 800 naira for transportation. They will be complaining about the road. Masses are really suffering concerning this road. Imagine, look at every day there will be breakdown of vehicles. We pay taxes every day, direct or indirect. Why must we be undergoing this such of hardship?
This road has been so bad that residents of this area, they paid almost 1,000 naira from here going back to Oshodi. So it is a very serious issue. For this morning, as at this morning, from here to Yanopaja, they were carrying 400 naira, 300 naira. So that is the amount of money that they take. Please, we are pleading to the government that they should come to our aid and help us to fix this road. Though last year they actually started doing some construction, we think maybe that they were actually going to complete it. But they did half of the road and they left some part of it, which actually deteriorated to the way it is right now.
Traveling on this road comes with harrowing experience, right from the Lagos sections at U-turn, Ahmadiyya, Kola, Salolo, Alakuko, Ajegunle and Tollgate. It is a terrible experience for commuters day and night.
The road is very bad. Even by this time that you came at the right time. There's no hold up. There's some hold up right from Kola down right here. There's no anywhere for you to park or to pass. All here will just be blocked simply because of the bad road, and they have affected us. You got me now. Despite that, these VIO people have been troubling us. Even despite the bad road, which they also have been seeing it. I don't got me now. Now they told us to be taking road oneness, and the road are very bad. So why are we taking the road oneness for? Is it not for the good road?
If the experience on the Lagos corridor is worrisome, perhaps the Ogun State portion are easier imagined. From Sangwater to Joju, Owode, Yanoilogo, Papalanto and Itori, the road is now unmotorable due to years of abandonment.
Because so many times trailer has fallen in this place, either it killed people or the tanker that is carrying fuel will burst out into flames. When it bursts out into flames, other cars will trail and people start burning. So what is the government doing about this place? I know that the previous governments, they have a kind of palliative measure on these roads that whereby the state government will work, then after they will collect the money from the federal government. So I feel if they continue in that way to do the road, then later they collect the decision from the federal government. It will, help us out so that people will not be dying on this road. Like I work at Ikeja, Computer Village. It takes me 3 hours every morning to get to it. Coming back again, 6 hours. Then if you have 8 hours to do work on a day and you have 6 hours on the distance, what is the productive hour for that person?
Most times, the commercial buses, they don't usually pass the express again because the road is very damaged. The trailers fall almost every day. Almost every day. Please, government should come to our aid on this road. The road is nothing to write home about. It's very bad. Please, government should come to our aid.
When it rains, traffic on this road is usually on standstill, with pools of water right in the middle of the highway. No drains, no palliative measures. It is a story of suffering as everyone curses through their teeth, navigating the dangerous road. The construction of this road was relaunched by the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing in May 2018. But the 80 kilometers expressway now tops the list of deplorable roads in the southwest.
The discomfort here is just unimaginable, with several sections on both carriages of this expressway in different stages of disrepair, from mere distress to multiple potholes and craters. Residents can do nothing but cry for help.
As months continue to turn to years, travelers on the Lagos-Abeokuta highway continue to experience pains due to the debilitating state of the road, especially its embarrassing potholes caused by erosion.
With a slightly above normal rain forecast this year, residents and motorists facing a threat to their lives due to the daily nightmare on this road.
This road is very bad. It's spoiling our vehicle every day. When rain fall like this, containers for traffic every day. Our vehicles, everything is spoiling. You get home very late, we go to work very late. Please, we appeal to government to help us to do this road. We beg. We beg and beg again. This is very stressful. We are citizens of this Nigeria, so we don't have to be stressing ourselves. And this, we have long lives to live. We beg government to help us to do this road.
Please help us to appeal to the government to find a solution to this road. People are dying every day. People are complaining.
Make God help us. Make government come assist us. Here, different motor. This year, different motor they fall for here. No be small thing. Wetin we are why they see. No jeer us at all.
For now, they are pleading with the federal and state governments to come to their aid and save them from the untold hardship. Karima Salami, TVC News, Ogun State.
Thank you, Karimot. Dotun, let's go straight to it. You have 60 seconds. Dotun, we just showed you the Lagos-Abeokuta axis in 2020, Nigeria.
The simplest.
Yeah, go on. 2020 Nigeria, and we're talking about this. Pictures don't tell lies.
The simplest way to put it is it's saddening. It's saddening that in this age and time, with the kind of technology that is available everywhere, roads are constructed and they go into states in which they are worse than when we spent billions constructing them.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
It's a shame, crying shame. Jude, in taking the thing home finally, I just quipped while the pictures were on. If you paid somebody to go on that road to Abeokuta to harm somebody, the man says, "Oga, no go." And you say, "Look, I add more money." He says, "No, I beg, keep your money." In 2020 Nigeria, this is what we are seeing.
I think that from the beginning that road was badly built. That road, and interestingly, it was Lagos-Abeokuta that did the road. I don't think they did a good job from the beginning. They have a good reputation for doing fantastic work.
Bridges,
but this one, I don't think they acquitted themselves very well with the work that they did on this road. So that's why it has failed. But the government must realize that people are suffering on this road. People are dying instrumentally on this road. Because when you spend 4 hours from your place of abode to your place of work, and then you come back, spend another 4 hours to come back home, you are dying instrumentally. That's why life expectancy has gone down in our country. So government has a responsibility to fix this road. They can't leave this road in the manner that they've left it. Otherwise, we too will not leave them alone. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
We'll stay on it until the job gets done. It's as simple as that. It's a promise.
Okay.
That we make.
Okay.
We'll stay on this
we leave it there
until they fix the road.
Let's take it home by saying governments everywhere exists for the benefit of the citizens and not the other way around. Well, that's 10 kobo, as they say, for today. We thank you for your time. Dotun Oladipo, there's hope. Don't give up. Our business is just to tell the stories and so on.
No, we never give up.
Please don't. Thank you for your time. Jide, we must pack it all in for today. And we cannot. No man can do more than his best.
Yes, you just do your best and
leave the rest.
Leave the rest to other people.
So that's it for today. Join us tomorrow for another episode. But if you missed this, you may also see the program on other platforms we're showing on the screen now, and on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. The feedback channel remains the same. On behalf of the Backroom Boys here, I'm Citizen Jones. Many thanks for your time. Bye-bye now.